Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hope everybody's doing well. Thank you for being here. Yesterday was December 7th, which marked the 83rd anniversary of the bombing of Pearl Harbor. There were events that occurred that led us into war. It was the first time that the U.S. had really understood the vulnerability in which it stated. What I'm doing today is a remembrance of that day. And I should be doing this 4 hours from now. Because at 12:30 on December 8th, 1941, the president stood in front of the House of Representatives and the Senate on nationalized TV and said the following. Yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy. The United States of America was subtly and deliberately attacked by naval air forces of the Empire of Japan. The United States was at peace with the nation, and a solicitation of Japan was still in conversation with its government, and the emperor looking toward the maintenance of peace in the Pacific. Indeed, 1 hour after the Japanese squadron had commenced bombing on the island of Oahu, the Japanese ambassador to the United States and his colleague delivered to our Secretary of State a formal reply to a recent American message. While the reply stated it seemed useless to continue the existing diplomatic negations, it contained no more threat or hint of war for the armed attack. It will be recorded that the distance of Hawaii from Japan makes it obvious that the attack was deliberately planned for days or even weeks. During the intervening time, the Japanese government had deliberately sought to deceive the United States by false statements and expressions of hope for continued peace. The attack yesterday on the Hawaiian island caused severe damage to the American naval and military forces. I regret to tell you that very many American lives have been lost. In addition, American ships have been reported torpedoed on the high seas between San Francisco and Honolulu. The president requests a war declaration. Yesterday, the Japanese government also launched an attack against Malaya. Last night, Japanese forces attacked Hong Kong. They attacked Guam. They attacked the Philippine Islands. They attacked Wake Island. And this morning, they attacked Midway Island. Japan has therefore undertaken a surprise offensive extending through the Pacific. The fact that yesterday and today speak for themselves. The people of the United States have already formed their opinions and well understand the implication to the very life and safety of our nation. As Commander-in-Chief of the Army and Navy, I have directed that all measures be taken for our defense. But always the whole nation will remember the character and onslaught against us. No matter how long it takes to overcome this premeditated invasion, the American people in their righteous might will win through absolute victory. I believe I interpreted the will of Congress and the people when I assert that we will not only defend ourselves to the utmost, but we will make it very certain that this form of treachery shall never again endanger us. Hostilities exist. There is no blinking at the fact that our people, our territory, and our interests are in grave danger. With confidence in our armed forces, with unbounding determination, our people will gain the inevitable triumph. So God help us. I ask that the Congress declare, since the unprovoked and dastardly attack by Japan on Sunday, December 7th, 1941, a state of war has existed between the United States and the Japanese Empire. Less than 24 hours after the receipt of the news, the president drove to the Capitol delivering this message to the joint session of the Senate and House of Representatives. The reason I wanted to do this today, normally on December 7th, I would come out And I would say 1 minute of silence for December 7th. I would do it exactly on that time. Yesterday, we had an event, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to do so. But I was a little bit saddened by the fact that I didn't really see that much on Pearl Harbor. Now, I'm actually wearing the hat that I wore while in service, stationed at Pearl Harbor between the years of 93 and 96. Seeing the Arizona, being at Utah Point, seeing where the Oklahoma was moored, talking with survivors back in 93, 94, being able to stand watch at the Arizona Memorial during one of the ceremonies. I have a vested interest in our nation and in what happened at Pearl Harbor. But I want people to understand that this was the first time that we realized the vulnerability. Now, we've had attacks since then. Obviously, 9/11 was the major one. But it was at that point in time the U.S. first realized that we were no longer this isolated power. And the world became a very, very, very small place. There were a lot of things that happened and came from Pearl Harbor. Unfortunately, the atrocities in Pearl Harbor extended into many, many years of atrocities against Japanese Americans in places like Utah in the years following. So remember that one harm often begets another. And we need to take time and consideration to reflect on the situation and realize that just because our governments have gone at war, just because our governments or our militaries have decided to go against each other, doesn't mean the general populace of the people are against us. I see a lot of stuff going on right now with Syria, a lot of stuff that's happening in the Middle East, a lot of tensions. There are battles in Crimea, Russia, Ukraine. We look at the involvement of Korea. There's a lot of world tension. And right now, what we really need to do as a people is come alongside each other, learn to discuss, learn to agree to disagree, and become the America of old. Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday was the 83rd anniversary of the Mark of Pearl Harbor. 83 years ago, we had an awakening. And I just wanted to take some time to remind everybody of that solemn fact. Remember, if we don't share our histories, they're likely to be changed or forgotten. Thanks, everybody, for allowing me to do this. So now we're going to do what we normally do. We're going to talk turkey. So here are my hosts, as always. We have Paula and we have Eric. Thank you guys for coming up. I appreciate you allowing me to do this. I just wanted to take some time and remember.
I'm glad you did that.
Good morning and yum. I love turkey.
Like me said, yesterday hardly any people were talking about it or, and didn't think it was significant. And I was just typing in the chat that that's part of our problem today is when we don't acknowledge or when we start to forget history, we are bound to repeat it.
That's right. Well, here's a bold statistic. Almost half of our country doesn't believe the Holocaust took place.
Yeah.
And that is a sad thing.
That is, I mean, they can go to the museums and they don't believe it's real.
They can talk to survivors of it and they don't believe
not
it's
many.
real.
There's not a lot left anymore. It's just like
not a lot left, but they're still out there. Yeah.
We're reaching
the Auschwitz and a lot of the places still stand today. I mean, there are still remnants
of
it. So there's still mass graves. I mean, it is sad, but
yeah. And again, it's important to understand, I'm pulling a couple of different things up. It's important to understand that, history will repeat itself. We have to be aware, just like Paula said, if we forget it, we're doomed to repeat it.
Right. Well, that's words of wisdom.
We are repeating it, unfortunately.
Yeah. But it's, again, we used to pass on history before the written word occurred. We used to pass on history through our speaks and through stories and through songs, but we used to talk. We don't do that anymore. We don't converse and talk about and tell our stories. Um, so I want you guys to do a favor while we're doing this. I see me put in here that his grandfather was in a German camp. I want you to talk amongst yourselves today in chat. Doesn't matter which one of the streams you're in, if you're in vertical, if you're in horizontal. I can put, if I can have one of my mods pull the URLs from each Siren, if you would do that for me, I would appreciate it. Put the links from one to the other. I'll make sure I pin them so you can go back and forth between the two. But put the histories of your family. Who was where? Who served in Korea? Who served in Vietnam? Who served in Pearl Harbor? Who served World War I? Who served World War II? Put the histories down because, again, it's important that we communicate these things. Just before the stream, Eric and I were talking, and I don't, forgive me because I do not remember what happens. I do not remember who it was that it happened or who whose parent it was, but one of the people in my stream, father served on the USS Utah, which if they wouldn't have basically full steam ahead, they would have sunk in the middle of that waterway and would have not allowed the ships that were able to get underway to get out. So there were courageous events that occurred on other ships that actually saved the lives and actually saved many of our ships from a secondary wave of attacks. So tell your stories. I don't know if she's in here, but let's see, is she in here? Aunt Laura is not in here. I don't see her. You guys know I love space. You guys know I love the space program and Apollo and the landing on the moons, however controversial they may be. But I enjoy these stories. And she sent me some photos, and I keep it here on my desk, where it's her and her father watching the Apollo 11 or the Apollo 13 launch. I love history and I love the stories, but this is how we continue this stuff. This is how we remember the things that would change in our history books. You know, I look at the Alamo. I live in Texas, and I look at the Alamo. The Alamo, it's one page or maybe 2 pages in a history book. Very significant, you know what, for Texas.
For so long, we could actually rely on our schools to teach our children history. Not anymore. Unfortunately, it is not that way anymore, and we are going to have to take that responsibility on ourselves. Teach your children, teach your grandchildren history. You know, sit down on days like yesterday and seek out some type of Google search or something where you can do a short little tutorial on why that day is significant. You know, each time there's a historical event that comes along, that, you know, they say you have to make your bed first, right? Before you can do it. Well, it's the same thing with this kind of stuff. Unfortunately, we no longer can rely on schools to teach that kind of stuff. History has kind of gone to the wayside. I think it's an elective now or something. I don't know. I don't know. All I know is my grandkids never talk about historical stuff or come home with homework about history. And yeah, just take 5 minutes when something like that happens and talk to them about it.
Yeah, it's so my daughter, obviously, you guys know she goes to a private school, so they have different sets of studies that they do, and the school, obviously here in Texas, we celebrate vets a lot. The state of Texas, Military USA is what they call the city of San Antonio. But my daughter's school is very much a remembrance of history. So they talk about the significance. They talk about the importance of some of these things. They talk about the battles. They bring vets in to talk about things. So the ceremonies that we have gone through, where they honor the vets and they talk about stuff. And I think that's great. But that's one small school in tens of thousands. And so we need to make sure that our histories are remembered. We need to make sure that, and I see a number of people putting stuff in here. Sorcerer Stan, vote for Pedro. I love that comment. The feeling of unity that our country felt after 9/11. And that the only time we truly get patriotic is either when we pay for it or when something major happens to our nation. I want to remember these things. Again, having served in Pearl Harbor, I have a vested interest in reminding people about this, but I don't want these things to be lost, not on my watch. And so I took an oath to defend our nation. And again, as Paul had just stated a moment ago, it's really important that we remember our histories. So I want to thank you guys for allowing me to start this off. We're going to talk about coins. We got some really cool things we're going to be showing. But again, thank you for allowing me just a few minutes to remind you of what happened, read you the Day of Infamy speech. It's very short. I recommend you go hear the audio that was created for that particular thing. It's open and free to everybody. Yeah, some really cool stuff. And I've got some coins sitting here. YouTube me's in the audience had sent me some of the battleships when the battleships did their Great White Fleet. And then I have other coins that I got here of the different battleships that are here. So you guys know I love my ships, right? But I keep these things handy because they remind me not only of my time. Again, like I said, this is the official hat. This is the actual hat that I wore when I served on board this ship, which was in Pearl Harbor. And so I take great pride in my naval history and my time in service. And go Navy me. And I see in here that there are people that say, I wasn't in the military at Roxzilla. I wasn't in the military, but I have respect to people that do. I will say this, I'm going to take my hat off for this because I always do it. If you're a caregiver of a vet, you're a freaking veteran, in my opinion. There are so many people that are coming back suffering from things like PTSD, suffering from wounds that either we can or we can't see. And there's not a lot of respect for the veterans, the people who serve our nation. Again, there's a task. Eric and I were talking again before the stream. We had a good conversation before the stream, by the way, about the fact that the people in the military don't have choices. They get orders. And so there's a lot of things where Silverman, outstanding, worked in the shipyard for 17 and a half years. That is awesome. I spent a lot of time in the shipyard. I actually found some images. I'll be sharing that here in a little while. Actually, you know what? I won't share them here. I'll be sharing them on my community tab. I'll post them in there. Some old photos of me while I was in the Navy, and then some other Navy photos that happened during the time I was on board my ship. Very cool stuff. So again, thanks for all you did for supporting the team. But again, if you're a first responder, you take care of vets. Again, my hat's off to you because I appreciate what you guys do. It's a thankless job, but the protection and the care for our vets is a huge thing to me. So thank you. Yankee Doodle, are you going to be getting the Army Navy ASCs this year? There. Are you talking about the medals? Normally I don't buy the medals. We'll see if
no, there is word that they're going to be ASCs with military privies. If you look on the And I'm assuming that that's what it means. If you look on the Mint's website at the product schedule, if you scroll down to the summer, I think it's summer. It might be fall. But
Oh,
if you
interesting.
scroll down the summer, it has American Silver Eagles, and then at the bottom, underneath American Eagle coins, it says 25 like MPM, and I'm assuming that PM means Privy Mark. It says the
Maybe.
same thing. It's got
Yeah, maybe.
right now. It's got Army, Navy, and Marines.
You want to pull that up and share it? Let me see what you're talking about, or share it with everybody.
Yeah.
I had heard some stuff. I had watched a little bit about Silver Wolverine. Put some stuff up. Oh, gotcha, Stan.
One of the possibilities was talking to me about it, and there's no pictures or anything like that, but I'm assuming that PM means Privy Mark. So hang on, I'll show you.
Yeah, they're going to be doing a lot more Privy Marks. I think this flowing hair was just the start.
Yeah,
I have a feeling we're going to see we're going to turn into
well, they're going to overdo it.
Yeah.
And then they're going to become meaningless.
It'll be like the maple where there's 70 different Privy Marks.
Yeah, they'll become
dragons and
obsolete,
planes and fire marks and maples and hockey
they'll
sticks and yeah.
Inconsequential. I'm trying to. I can't. Okay, let me share. How do I share? Share. Oh, you're gonna have to forgive the screaming in the background for a moment while I share this because it just
What screaming?
My house. Well, there's some yelling, kids yelling, parents yelling at kids, and so right there is the 1 ounce American Eagle 2025 1 ounce silver proof coin Army, and then you can see underneath it says 25 APM, which I'm assuming means Army Privy Mark. And then further down or wherever it is, it says over here, let's see, where to do summer. I might have already passed it. Here's the wonderful Batman, Superman.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be chasing anything from the Mint this year. I may get I may get the things from secondary market, but we'll see.
There's the Marine Corps and the Navy, which is interesting to me because one is minted in West Point and one is minted in San Francisco. I don't know what that means. The Marine Corps one is minted in, maybe it's because it's the West Point Mint, and it's the Marine Corps. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but 25 MPM and then 25 NPM.
It might just be logistics. I mean, the Mint director did say that West Point was totally booked.
Yeah, it could be. Let's see what was the. I didn't pay attention to where the Army one was.
It was West Point.
It was West Point. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting, but and then I guess the other branches will come out next 2026 because we don't have enough 2026 things going on.
Yeah. Me, Marine, my ass rides in Navy equipment. That's funny.
I don't know. So we'll see if that's what the PM means or if it means precious metals or I don't know what it means. It makes sense that it would mean Privy Mark, but
pure madness.
Yeah, I don't know that I'll be chasing anything from the U.S. Mint. I might. Again, they come on the secondary market. They'll be cheaper than buying them directly from there. Usually that stuff drops. You can buy them for a few bucks after the fact. So we'll see. Will I be chasing them? No, I'm not chasing any Privy Marks. I'm still looking at we got what? 4 days before the live auction starts and 6 days before it ends. for the Stacks and Bowers gold privies. So I'm curious to see what the end result is going to be on that one. What's the top one, number one with the die?
It sure was, Yankee.
170,000.
Yeah, last time I checked it was at 170,000. It's been steady there for over a week. So you know, that the early bidders, the let's call them the oh gosh, what am I the word I'm trying
I'll
to think
go
of?
with no dough.
The shill bidders.
The I'll go with no dough. Yeah, there you go.
Their bids in. The shill bidders have put their bids on. Now it'll be up to the live auction.
The real people who have money. Yeah.
Yeah, the real people. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I put a bid in just because I could. Immediately was done over. Because there's no way that I can. I would never do it. There's just no way.
Well, I can almost guarantee you that those dies will be made to strike metals of some type, and the person will get their money back, but just by doing that.
Well, they have to sign something that says they won't utilize those, even in that regard.
Who says that? No, they don't. Ventress never said that they own that. They can do what they want with those dies. They can't tell them what they could do. Ken Potter has a ton of canceled dies like that from the mint.
They used to sell them.
Yeah, he still does.
Yeah, they still do. They just blast the hell out of them. You can't see anything anymore.
No, he still sells metals.
No, the mint. You used to be able to get like state quarter dies from the mint.
You still can. I'm talking about the ones that Ken Potter has that are not damaged where you cannot see. Yeah.
Yeah, they used to take a cutting torch to them.
He still strikes stuff.
Copy coins on some of them. He does. Has he still got Royal Oak Mint running?
And I think Dan Carr still has dies too that were not canceled that he uses to strike metals and stuff, but overstrike things and does what?
Is Ken Potter still doing Royal Oak Mint stuff, or is he just selling what he has?
No, I don't think he is, but he still does stuff with them. He can at any time, I think.
Well, I know he moved from where he was because I used to live right up the street from him.
But where did you hear that they have to sign something that says they're not going to be using those dies?
They're canceled. The dies for the flowing hair they've been machined over.
No, I understand that, but they can still use them. They once they own them, they can strike metals and silver things and whatever they want to do and sell those with those dies. I can almost guarantee that is,
but they're usually modified in some way where you could tell they're not actual real coins.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. But people they can strike things with those and people will buy them. I can guarantee you. I can almost guarantee you that whoever buys those dies will use them to make some type of
coin.
To sell.
I'm wondering if it's going to be an X because she did say that they wanted to leave a significant amount of design. So I wonder if it's going to be the X, just like the Photoshop is.
I'm sure. I bet it will. And
that would be cool. Actually, strike the coin with the X.
Yeah, and I can almost guarantee it would be right, Jackalope. I think so too. I think it would be that whoever owns that would get their money back and more probably by doing that. Making a limited amount of those and selling them and recouping their money from that sale. So I think it would be fantastic. It wouldn't surprise me if Dan Carr buys that and uses it because his stuff goes for good money.
You know what? That actually is something I never thought about. That there are a couple people that might go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that actually, because he definitely would be able to get his investment back.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think the end price is going to be? I'm thinking it's going to be between 270 and 300.
I don't know. I didn't expect it to get to this high at this point. So it wouldn't surprise me if it stays at this selling price, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if the person who wants
Thanks,
it
Eric.
that bad, if they went ahead and bid it up that high to scare other people off. It's possible that because people do that too. They will bid a high dollar amount just to scare people off. And
Eric gifted 5 memberships. Thanks, brother. So let's see.
At
Sean
what
Whistle,
point?
Mandy's Candy, Red Silver, Tin TV, and Wild Card. Congratulations.
I think that they made a mistake running this auction as long as they did, because I think some of the interest has probably fallen off.
I agree. Yeah, they should have turned around that in like 72 hours.
I got a question. At what point do they start vetting? Like if you bid 170,000, a lot of the auction houses, when bids get to a certain point, they automatically kind of make sure you got the money. At what point
I'm
does that
sure
start happening? Anybody
I
know?
don't know. That would be a good question for them, but I'm sure it's probably way before
Way before 170,000, I would
170,000.
hope. Because could you imagine you
Yeah.
win and then all of a sudden you don't pull the trigger?
Yeah, there's probably some type of contract going on or something they have to sign. I don't know.
Well, and I think if you shill bid in a place like that, you don't pay, they'll blackball you. So,
yeah, but it's easy to make a new identity.
yeah, but a lot of places have to. If you have high dollar ticket items, they're pulling the MAC address. They're not using their IP address.
Yeah, well, even that. I mean,
so it doesn't matter what you change your name to, unless you're on a different machine. You'd have to change machines multiple times.
I know that, like, if you go to a huge heritage auction, like an in-person auction, they know you got the money before you're even bidding.
Costa Rica, that's cool. I've got my dad's motorcycle license from the Kingdom of Hawaii when he served in 58. That's cool.
I mean, I hate to say it, the Kingdom of Hawaii sounds pretty cool.
It does. Yeah, it does. Yeah. It's cool having served there and got to see a lot of where the royal family stayed and some of the stuff that happens being in one of the hangars at 8 o'clock in the morning, and the sun comes through and you can see where the bullet sprays come from. At certain times of the days, you can see still holes in the building because a lot of them weren't patched up for that purpose.
Well, in Kaneohe, my son was there for 8 years.
Yeah, the major hangar there still has bullet holes through it.
The major hangar, they didn't fix it. There's even spots in the where in the concrete where the bullet holes are still in the concrete where that they preserved them.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. And they go through and they take care of that area. They clean them out, make sure they don't do that. They put sealant on them to make sure that they don't wear away. They take care of the stuff. So it's cool stuff. Yep. It is a historic site.
That's cool.
They have plaques all over too regarding some of the historic stuff that's there.
Yeah,
so
everywhere. This is the site that this happened. This,
I
got
very cool
was there
stuff.
when I was 12 or 13. We went there and visited the memorial and stuff. But I don't really remember it back then. I just wanted to get the tour over with so I could go back surfing.
Of course.
I didn't care about that kind of stuff when I was 12, so I didn't really pay any attention to it. Yeah. And I remembered them saying that people were still buried in the ships,
what, 900? Something like that?
Entombed in the ships.
Yeah. think they got 900 people still in there.
Yeah, I can do that, Pedro. Let's chat.
When
We'll
they did
talk
a
about it.
survey, the parks, they videoed it and they made sure to edit out. They saw a lot of remains.
Can I just interject something real quick?
Sure.
Go Ducks. My
Right.
Ducks.
First
won
year in the
last
Big
night.
Ten. Of
Go
course,
nuts.
it's all downhill from
Yep.
there.
It was
Alabama
too
can start
close for
rising now.
comfort, but Penn State put up a good fight. But,
Oh, the game last night?
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I mean, we're talking about something much more important than that, but I just had to say go Ducks. And I was watching. Is this bad? But I was watching it during my granddaughter's dance recital.
I'm not coming.
She was so cute. She did a great job too last night. She was so cute. But
Yeah, Stan, I get your joke.
I thought it was a great joke, actually.
I did too.
I didn't see it. Where is it?
Too much fun. But yeah, vote for Pedro. Reach out to me. We can talk about it. I'll coordinate something. This Monday, actually, Paul, I took kind of a discussion you and I had a long time ago and finally made the decision to pull the plug. I'm doing all of that commemorative half series over the course of a year.
I know, I saw that.
That was pretty cool.
That's good.
So I'm going to drop a different one. I'll tell you, I'm really excited about the Isabella one. Like, I did that one, and I did more of a history of what Isabella did, and I think why.
Do you have a book, or are you going off like what you're finding on the internet? Because I have a book
of those.
Yeah, commemoratives. I have a great book. It's huge.
Huge.
So I'm only doing the major $50 commemoratives. I'm doing some of the other small pieces as well.
They're all major.
But when I get into the individual ones,
I have the complete encyclopedia by Q. David Bowers.
Yeah, I don't have that. No.
Oh.
But what I'm doing is I'm taking a little bit different bend on each coin. So when we looked at the Columbus one, I talked more about the exposition itself, what happened, the history behind it, the history of the World Fair. I talked about some of the medals that were there, the ticketing and stuff like that. Isabella, I didn't talk so much about the coin as I did why they put her on here, why she's only one of the few living females that were put on there. Or not living females, but real life females, the actual genuine, whatever it wasn't a representation of liberty, that they put her on there. The fact that it was a quarter, which is the only, well, not the only, but one of the very first commemorative quarters. And talked a little bit about the history.
All of our quarters are commemorative.
Say again?
I said all of the Washington quarters are commemorative. Allegedly. They were supposed to be commemoratives, I think. I think our Washington quarter was supposed to be a commemorative.
And then they just kept it going?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's some cool stories. The one for Isabella, I've already finished the Isabella one. I'm working on the Lafayette right now. So I like this stuff. So it's going to be a long series. Lots of stuff to talk about, but I'll be talking about the things that happened and what made them popular and what they were doing and what they did for America. And so taking it from a history standpoint more than, what's the weight on the coin? What's the denomination? What's the mintages? Taking it more from the historical standpoint. So I think you guys will like it. I haven't seen one quite like this. So try to take a different bend on everything.
I love the commemorative series. I love it.
Yeah, and there's some commemoratives that aren't a part of that series. That like the silver world coin, or it's actually the world dollar, but they're not dollars; they're just metals. I love that piece.
What is it?
1893, when they had that, it's an aluminum world dollar. It's a kind of a world piece. It has two worlds on it. Then you see different people on there. It's a really cool piece. There's so many. I'm discovering that I like the obsolete and the pattern coins. Like that, those things fascinate me. Pattern coins are just cool.
Pattern coins are fantastic.
Hey, Bellows. Good morning. Don't know Silver Sleuth. I think I've seen the name before, but I don't know who they are. But yeah, it's going to be a really cool series. So the Columbian Exposition 92-93 is going to be out Wednesday, and then the following week, because they're going to be dropped every Wednesday. So
nice.
I might increase the rhythm.
You said you're not doing all of the commemoratives; you're just doing a select amount.
I'm doing the $50 ones.
Well, and you can keep adding because there's like a plethora of $50 ones.
Yeah.
They still make them. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing the ones in relation to expositions on the World Fair. The 50 some odd coins, however many there are. But if you really break in to what happened at each one of those, the medals and the coins that were actually there, there's, oh my God.
You're talking about the World's Fair in 1893.
Yeah, it's unreal. 1893 alone had something like 40 different medals.
Well, most states, didn't the states do medals, some of them?
Commemoratives?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. There was all kinds of commemoratives. I mean, it's not just the World's Fairs.
Yeah, so the ones that I'm taking are just that series. But there's so many associated with it. Like if you were to do every one of them, it would be a 10-year program. Because there's so many commemoratives, medals and coins and patterns, and it's unreal. So I haven't gone that deep into it, but I'm definitely going to get there. Hey, what's going on, Copperal? Good to see you, brother.
Good morning, Copperal.
Hey, Maro, how are you? I know Aruo. I think I said your name wrong. Please forgive me for the massacre. Good morning, James. How you doing? I don't think I officially said hi to everybody, but thank you all for being here. Good to see you. Copperal says, good morning, Eric. Good morning, Paula.
Good morning.
If you want to click on the pinned one, you can come over to the other side. The dark side. Landscape versus portrait. Cool stuff. So, should I show everybody what we got yesterday?
Yeah, that's a great one.
I think this is fabulous. This came from Copper Coins. So again, if you don't go over and check out their reveals, you need to. Because every once in a while, they pull some amazing stuff. What were you going to say, Eric?
I says, we pull amazing stuff once in a while, but it's coin roll hunting, not coin roll finding.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So this is, let me pull this up. There we go. We'll make that full screen. And then we'll do this. That should, there we go. That should be a little bit better. So I'm going to obviously turn the volume off on this. I don't want to do this, but this is Copper Coins. Chuck and Eric both will give me permission to play this, so I don't have to worry about copyright strikes or anything.
Well, it's your coin.
It's just, these are some of the things that you find when you're going through this. So obviously this is, that's Taco John's. I went back a little bit too far. Let me jump up because it's coin 13. Here we go.
Another a little further. There we go.
So there are some really cool things. Now, when you look at this, you'll see, oh yeah, it looks like machine doubling. But sometimes finding stuff. But look at this die clash. Look at this. That is unbelievable. So, Eric, you want to kind of walk through what people are seeing here to kind of explain and orient people?
The ES in states, part of the wheat. And that would be part of America under the T, I believe. No.
Here.
Yeah. Yes. That would be part of the A of America, I believe. Coming from the tip of the hair.
So that's a really good.
Could be wrong. I'm trying to get my
no, that is trust. That's the wheat scent. Yeah, the C and the A of America.
Yeah, they're coming out the top of the hair. I believe it's part of an A. Could be part of an M. I think it's part of an M. I don't know. I'd have to look at the reverse. Here, let me look at the reverse of a wheat scent. I got to have one sitting here. Oh, got a lot of.
So you can see a little bit here.
Wait, what?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's.
Okay, it would be part of an A. It would be part of an A.
Mm-hmm.
Part of the last A in America, and then the right below the R is the inner part of the wheat, getting ready to go to the stem.
Mm-hmm.
Which the stem is right here.
No, the stem is right there. That's the stalk. The stem would be on the other side of the T.
And then as we
doesn't stop there. There's more. But wait, there's more.
There's more.
Let's see. There you go. There's that.
And then there's of.
There's the O here. Yeah. There's the F. And then I have to be really quick on this one.
Got to have quick fingers on this next part.
Yeah, that's about as good as it's going to get. There you go.
And I believe that is part of the T in United. Like the tip of the T of the crossbar.
This little area right here.
Yep.
And then you can definitely see the abrading that happened.
Yeah, so if that's the case, then that is a very misaligned clash.
It could be. I didn't, like I say, I'll have to look at the coin when I'll get the coins in hand, and like I say, I'll take some nice photos for you, Frosty. So
yeah, it's definitely misaligned.
And then again, you can see the abrading that was done.
But yeah, right through the date in Liberty, where you see the dye polishing. It's kind of weird dye polishing there.
Oops. Let's see if I can do this and catch a cleaner image. There we go. Yeah. They took that down. You can see where they've come in.
I mean, you can see the line right above Liberty and then the line below it too. And it's around the date also. It's something I've never seen before.
Yep. All the way through, you can see how much
polishing, though. There's a name
I'm not
for
sure
that.
what that's from.
Yeah,
like
that's not from dye polishing. I can't.
I mean,
I'll look. You know what, Eric? I will be able to find it. I'll look today, and I'll send you the information.
I've seen like haloing where they do that around the outside of the bust, but I've never seen it around the date in the letters.
Yeah.
You got to get out of here. I ain't got time for you.
He's kicking out the doggy.
No, the cat. The cat would get on the desk and knock stuff over.
Yeah, so that now you can see that here. So you can see they blocked out that entire square. But then here's...
See that? Look, you can see it really good there.
Yeah.
And then really good around that there, around the date too. But you can see it. Now that was done on purpose to strengthen the die, the re-engraving in front of the head and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They also do it on the jacket where the lapel is.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. So, and there were other ones that occurred.
Like I say, I think there was about 8 of them in the roll.
Yeah, there are a couple good other pieces in here.
I even think they found
There's
some
another one
RPMs.
right
I
here.
didn't watch the whole reveal.
Chubby Pop.
Oh, was it Chuck that did the reveal?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that one doesn't, you got more of the mint mark in date. Like I said, some of them actually have a complete date and mint mark too.
I know there's information on that. I'll find it. I think it was Pete that put out something about that.
Yeah, but if you guys are not a part of Copper Coins and you guys don't do this stuff, go check that out, because I'm telling you, they find some amazing stuff. And Paula was saying some of these things are pretty pricey. They go for good fair amount of money.
Any significant error on Steel Sense, because Steel Sense were a single year issue, any significant error on a Steel Scent has a pretty obviously depending on condition and everything, but has a pretty good premium. If you look up even minor cuds and things like that, look up the values on those on Steel Sense, I think you'll be surprised.
Yeah, very cool stuff. Yeah, Clash is amazing. And again, we always joke with Dirty Water as being the Clash man. But
well, every time you say the word Clash, all of a sudden he pops in and says,
he pops in the stream.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he likes his clashes and he likes his strike throughs.
Yeah, loves greasers too. Yeah,
yeah, but I mean, he's always looking for stuff. And if you go look at Live Coin, you'll see Dirty Water, Dirty Water, Dirty Water, Dirty Water, Dirty Water, and he finds a lot of amazing things because he's looking.
So how do you find all this stuff? You got to look for it.
You got to look for it. Yeah, it's crazy. Hey, Steve LaPointe. Good morning, my friend. How are you? Hi, Miss Coin Crew.
So I shared an overlay. I don't know if you care to put that up.
Oh, let me grab it. Just a second.
Let me enlarge. There we go.
Let me make that big. Hold on.
And you're right. That had to have a rotation of about 15 to 20 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Because the ES is by his forehead. And the bottom of the wheat grains is by the first T in trust. And then that little T is what's sticking out the back of the hair. Actually, yeah.
I think it had more of a misalignment. Because if you're seeing the O and the F, then it wouldn't really be rotated. It would be like a...
Yeah, I guess it would be.
Well, because the wheat stalk is up here.
Yeah,
you can't see my mouse.
The stem was above his head.
It would either be tilted or offset. I think.
Mm-hmm. Misaligned.
Which is kind of crazy. I mean, like I said, I've never seen nothing like it.
Yeah, when you get the coin, I'd like to see more images of the reverse too. He didn't flip that particular coin over.
The reverse that he did flip, it looked like the reverse die had been replaced. It was real fresh.
On all of the Clash, all of the ones that you have, are they all the same Clash, just different? You don't know.
All the same Clash.
Okay. So the same die on the obverse.
But he only showed the reverse on one of them, I think.
Oh.
And it was a fresh reverse, but I'll look at all of them. I look at all the coins when I get them anyways. So. Yeah, I went blind today, looked at or this week, researched almost 2,000 coins and shipped them out.
Crazy. We're going to be doing some coin roll hunting today.
I saw that. What rolls are you going to search? All of them?
I don't know. I think we're all going to do different ones. Me, Amanda, Shay, Shannon. I think Adams might try to get on there.
When are you going to do that?
We're today at 2 my Pacific. We're just like touching base with everybody, and just chit-chatting so that we don't fall off the planet. You know what I mean?
Yep. I think that's a good call.
We're on a break. We're like Ross said, we're on a break. We're on a break.
Yeah.
But I do also think that we're probably going to be changing our day when we come back from Monday to Wednesday, because if we change it to Wednesday, then Chris Rhodes can come back.
Oh yeah.
I really want Chris Rhodes. I really want Chris Rhodes to come back.
Now is Blue Ridge not going to do it no more?
He has been busy.
Okay.
So I'm not really sure. He's doing whatnot like every day, it seems like. And he's cranking out videos and stuff. He's got his own channel to maintain. Sure. So I'm not really sure what's going on with that. Right, Jackalope? Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. Last time we did one, I actually found a double die.
That's right. 72 double die number 3, I remember.
Yeah, that's right. So that was fun. I don't usually find stuff, but yeah, I was pretty happy about that.
There are a couple
Brat Pack. No, we're not breaking up. We're not breaking up, and I'm not saying, and Sean's not going anywhere. Sean's an internal member of the Live Coin Q&A.
You guys are just kind of changing it up a little bit, right? Keeping it fresh.
Yeah, we're gonna
updating.
So Shay is hiring someone to do an intro and an outro for us, and a template for our videos. Probably telling you guys more than I need to tell you.
No, I mean, that's not uncommon.
Template for our videos, so that that at any point, any one of us can go on and create a video, and it'll look
the
uniform.
Same. Yeah,
that's not a bad thing.
Use that on Copper Coins for the website. It's an actual program that programs the web pages.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, we need to streamline it. We need to make it simpler for us, and still be able to provide, what we want to provide for everybody.
A lot of people don't realize just how much time some of this stuff can take.
Yeah.
Hours and hours.
Hours a day.
Yeah.
I work on it full time. I work on it when I get up in the morning. Then my wife has the honeydew list, and I try to get that done during the week, and then I start working on it again.
So Eric, a couple of us also we're doing that full time with no pay.
Right. Yeah. No, I get it.
You know what I mean? Like we were, and the problem with that, because we wanted it always to be pretty much a free service to everybody. The problem with that is that the channel, we cannot maintain the channel that way.
No,
it wasn't thought through. It wasn't thought through. We didn't expect it to grow like it did. As far I don't mean the channel's grown, because it's not. We've been sitting stagnant at like 6,000 and change subscribers for over a year.
Yeah.
But the emails, like, people, they don't even want to subscribe to our channel, but they want to shoot us emails and stuff, right?
Well,
and get our help.
My point was, a lot of people see it's a coin and they look at it and they go, well, how long can this possibly take?
Right.
My point was, a lot of this stuff, when you start doing research on a certain coin, sometimes you can have an hour into one coin.
Yep.
And
Oh,
while it's
yeah.
relaxing to me and probably relaxing to you, that's probably why most of us do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like the reason I don't take attributions, just free attributions,
Mm-hmm.
is I already make appointments with people. People say, hey, can you do this? They email me and I've read it, and I still got their coins for 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
Because I still have other stuff I have to do. That's just what I do in my free time. And they don't understand a lot of time. They're like, well, you had my coins 2 months. And I says, well, if you look at the email, I says, I told you it was going to take 2 months.
Yeah. It
It's like
just needs to be a little bit more of them scratching our back.
Sure.
As
I
opposed
guess
to
that's
us
my
giving
point.
them full body massages for free and not getting anything. You know what I mean?
Right.
We need a
They
little
want
bit.
a full body massage, but they want it done in the time of a hand massage. That's my point with the coins. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They think that it's just something that just pops right out that, oh, you can look at this and decide what it is right away. Sometimes you can't. Sometimes it goes deeper.
And if you guys aren't subscribed to either Livecoin Q&A, I don't know anybody in here that wouldn't be subscribed to Livecoin Q&A. But if you're not subscribed to Livecoin Q&A, please go make sure you do so. If I can have one of my mods put their link in to their YouTube channel, that'd be great. And
It's
if you're not
just tough,
subscribed to
because
Copper Coins, again, Copper Coins is only, you guys are like 8 away from 7K.
Yeah, we're getting close.
Yeah, so you guys are just about there. Livecoin's like 80 away from 7K. So be plugging those two channels. Let's get them both to 7K.
I can't concentrate.
and when you
on one thing for an
sit
hour.
stagnant at a certain subscriber amount, YouTube no longer pushes your channel.
That's it. Well,
So
the like button goes a long way in that. The more likes
and
you
it
get,
always amazed me that we have somebody on our panel that has 300 and some thousand subscribers or whatever, and we struggle to get 10 a week. You know what I mean? And many of the emails we were doing were from his viewers that, for whatever reason, thought that Sean was the one answering all of their emails, so they didn't even realize that it was the Livecoin Q&A, even though we linked our channel at the bottom of our replies. They never went that far, I guess.
if you look at videos, not coin videos, just videos in general on YouTube, these people that get like 1 million views, rarely you'll hear them right at the beginning. They'll say 97% of the people who watch our videos aren't subscribed.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people that roll through. I'll bet you that you would be surprised on how many unsubscribed watcher or viewers watch your videos. And how
Well,
many...
and you know what? That's not the problem. The viewers watch, go ahead and watch. My problem is when you're asking me to do work for you.
Right. No, absolutely.
But you can't even subscribe. You can't even bother to subscribe to the channel. That's where we have a disconnect. And that's what we're trying to work on to rein that in somehow.
Yeah.
So that at least we're getting that. It's still free as far as monetary, value or whatever, but we're getting something from it.
Right. No, right. Well, it would be nice if it would pay its own expenses.
Yep.
And a lot of people don't realize that there's a lot of money that goes out in expenses when you're doing this stuff.
There is.
Yeah, Copper Owl says that the subscribing is free, and folks, it doesn't cost anything to subscribe to a channel.
Yeah.
But right, the amount of time, and we've said this 1,000 times, the amount of money that it would cost you to provide the service that they provide to you guys, it's unreal. So subscribing is a very easy way to support a channel.
I mean, one way to do it, is to turn on subscribers only, but then it doesn't allow people to come into your channel and try it out. And I get that. People want to try it out. But if we could turn on subscribers only for the email, you know what I mean?
You might be able to do
There's
something
no
like
way
that.
to do that.
There is no way to do it?
There's no way to do that. Mm-mm.
No,
we do our.
even if they would go through the community page, isn't there a member section on the community page?
Well, the community page has nothing to do with our email.
Yeah, but they have forum. They can ask a question on the members part of where they can comment. I'm not sure
what
if
that means
or not.
on our.
It just seems like I remember somebody having a screen that said, you can comment if you want to help, but you got to go to this part of the community page and go to the members section. You know how you can have
that probably was a separate website.
It might be. I'm not sure. I just remember somebody saying that. I watch a lot of YouTube because I got rid of my cable TV.
You know, people say that, Pedro, and I never comment.
I comment, and
But,
I always get kicked out of Joe McBride. Seems like I have to resubscribe to him every 2 weeks. I comment on
Well,
his
it seems to me the time I get like I don't get my subscription drop. I get my notifications, like I quit getting notifications, and I think that happens more with me, and I'm not when I don't watch the channel. Don't watch it. I think I made 2 comments on this channel this year. I don't get my subscription.
Yeah, I don't like I say.
Uh-oh, we lost the volume.
You lost what volume?
Hear us.
Everybody's saying the sound dropped off.
Oh, is it back?
I don't know. Hello, testing. Is that better? We can't.
Oh, it's good. It's back. I'm not sure what happened.
Okay.
Huh.
The cone of silence. That's freaking hilarious.
Okay.
I'm not sure what happened. I wasn't even looking at that.
Probably right clicked on something as you were going across.
Anyway.
But yeah, Joe McBride's is the only one I ever had a problem with, and I just make sure to check every couple months. And he complains about it. He goes, I'm up to 50 and then I'm down to 12 and I'm up. And it's like, wow. But I know the phenomena for a while, the portrait phenomena. They were trying to get the people that used like Instagram and stuff like that on their phone to do YouTube. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of slowed down because people that use their phone, they don't subscribe and they just kind of swipe through. And you always know because you'll get like 10,000 views on a video and you're like, how do I get 10,000 views on that video?
Well, I'd like to be that one person who went from 16,000 to 100,000 in a year. That's what I'd like to do.
Yeah.
Well,
I'd like to be that guy.
So if you look at Midnight Joe, the one that she did where she called out the bullion company, mm-hmm. She went from like 2.2K subscribers to 30K.
Well, sometimes negativity sells, you know.
Well, she was just protecting herself. It wasn't negativity.
No. I'm just the negativity was on the person that was doing what they did to her.
Yeah, she's at 25,000 subscribers right now.
Yeah.
So
subs can be purchased.
It's funny because you can actually see it being done if you go to Social Blade. You can actually see it being done because you'll see day by day it'll be like plus 200, plus 400, plus 600,
even in the
plus
comments.
100, plus 200, plus, and then all of a sudden it'll stop.
Look in your video comments.
So
sometimes it'll say for $44 I'll get you 10,000 subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's like my channel. Like I just got 150, 160 subscribers, whatever it was. Almost every one of those, I've gained like 270 over the last month. But like 160 of those subscribers came from the event that I did of the memorial for the veteran that I used to work with at the VA.
And that's a lot of those people get it from a cross-platforming.
Yeah. So, well, that was just, I was asked to speak at a ceremony for a person that had passed away. And so, a good friend of mine, we used to talk coins, just talk shop, and he's developed some programs with the VA that I had used in the past, and through process improvement and stuff, I'd worked with him and helped him grow some things, and it changed a lot. He retired a few years ago, but still was really invested in veterans care and things like that. And his wife called me. He died 3 days before Thanksgiving, and the ceremony was actually on Thanksgiving morning. And his wife reached out to, there were tons and tons of people. I mean, there were a few hundred people that were at this thing, and said, he does YouTube, go subscribe. And in 3 days, my numbers went dunk, dunk, dunk. But I know exactly where that came from. But I was
But
talking.
there's also people who have viewers. There's people who have viewers who will go buy them subscribers,
What do you mean?
and they don't know that there are people who have viewers, who have fans or whatever in their channel, who will go purchase them subscribers.
Okay. How would you do that?
The same way you can do it for your own channel. You just do it for someone else's channel.
Oh, okay. Didn't even know that was a thing. I think that would be a really dumb way to get.
Oh, it's definitely a thing.
What's the
Definitely a
benefit of
thing.
it though? They don't.
I saw it done. There used to be a big channel that was all about basically people purchasing subs.
I think it affects the
They called it a
algorithm,
share. They called it a sharing channel or something like that, but it was basically a channel where people would purchase subscribers from them. And yeah, I'm not going to name the channel, but some people in chat will know who it was. And a lot of people got a lot of subscribers from that channel. I don't even know if that channel's running anymore. But they would buy grow channels, right, Jackalope? That's what it was, grow channels. They would not only buy subscribers for their own channels, but they would buy subscribers for other channels also. They were called grow channels, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't. Yeah, exactly, Coach. I don't understand how that's a positive thing though, because that drops your view time
it's
per.
a positive thing because it
pushes
but that's the thing
algorithm.
is you can watch it. You can tell that these channels that these subscribers are not organic because their views do not go up with the subscriber count.
Well, they do,
which
but they
makes
don't go
no
up
sense.
Proportionately with the subscriber count. The subscribers put them in the
exactly.
algorithm to put them out. So YouTube says this is the subject matter, and you've got this many subscribers, so we're going to automatically throw you out into the field to see how many views you get out of it.
Right.
Just like likes, hitting the like button, that's what it does. If you get a video that has a ton of likes, it'll automatically say, well, we're going to push this video out to see if people want to look at it.
Yeah, because I looked at what's the name of vidIQ? I think it's vidIQ, and he's talked about, a lot of people buy these, but they don't equate. One, they don't equate to views, but it can actually be detrimental to your channel because.
I don't know how it would be detrimental to your channel. All it does is just increases your sub count. I mean, and people who see a channel with a larger sub count, I think are more likely to watch that channel. They're more likely if I'm scrolling through coin channels and I see a coin channel, and this is just, I mean, maybe I'm the only one, but if I see a coin channel with 300,000 subscribers and a coin channel with 30 subscribers, I'm more likely to watch that channel with 300,000 subscribers.
It's funny because the one I seem to watch and I keep gravitating back to is that damn Numismatics. And there's not many subscribers on that.
No, and that's, well, see, that's a different, like,
yeah.
I know those names, you know what I mean? Like Coin Week and all of those, they don't have the subscriber count that they should. Even the American Numismatic Association channel doesn't have the subscriber count that it should. So I'm not counting those channels. I'm just saying that in general, typically people, I think, are more prone to pay attention to channels that have a higher sub count than a lower sub count.
I can understand that, but again, as I'm talking as far
And
as
I don't
channel
know how.
itself, I think it'd be more detrimental to try to purchase
How?
subscribers because it doesn't count for your
How?
algorithm. So you're not going to get pushed out just because you have more subscribers.
Why doesn't it count for your algorithm? YouTube doesn't care where the subscribers come from.
No, but your view hours are part of your algorithm. And so it's a multifaceted thing. So again, YouTube looks at, if you go look at your analytics and you look at your, when people come in and there's a curve, your channel will have a curve. And depending upon the view time or the watch hours or something, it'll follow a certain curvature to that. If it's above that curve, YouTube will push it out more. If it's slightly above it, you'll get a secondary push. But if it's below, YouTube won't push it. It basically stops. It's like people are not interested in this. This is not something that viewers are wanting to see. It does have a play in it. Doesn't matter what your subscriber count is.
No. I get that. I'm more talking about the channels that really don't care about money they're getting from YouTube. They get their money on their YouTube channel from other ways. So it's not that they're worried about getting their money from, you know what I mean?
I think Vote for Pedro just cleared it up. If it says more subs kind of implies legitimacy. Okay.
Right.
Now I get what you're saying, because I'm like, and I'm kind of following what Coach was saying. I'm with Coach. I'm like, it doesn't benefit. Now my subscriber count has gone up, but most of mine are spread out through multiple sections. So I got the stacking group of people that follow more of that silver and gold numismatic stuff. And then I have the people who like the general stupid dad jokes and stuff. And so I have a number of different people that watch very specific items. So I'm growing because I don't just do one thing. I have 2 or 3 things. So the people who watch the jokes don't necessarily watch the coin content.
But they can also purchase views. It's not just subscribers. Views can be purchased, likes can be purchased, subscribers can be purchased. All of those can be purchased. I'm telling you guys, Social Blade, there's a website called Social Blade. It tells a big story. So, and I don't care. Like, I mean, it's not that I'm jealous. I could care less. I'm just saying that it's interesting to watch. It's just very interesting to watch.
All right. Who's eating?
Happens. I was just throwing I bought some, so I'm kind of hooked on veggie sticks right now.
Oh.
And I kind of like them a lot. And I bought a whole case of the spicy ones, the Flamin' Hot veggie sticks, and they're kind of great. So I ate like 6 packs of them yesterday. Anyway, I kind of like them. But yeah, no, I mean, it's just interesting to watch. That's all. Yeah, that's how I am too, Hugh. I mean, but I am more prone to, like Pedro said, it does kind of imply a bit of legitimacy to a channel, because most of the channels that I have seen that have like 30, 100, whatever subscribers, coin channels, if you click on their videos, it's garbage. So there's that. But there's a lot of larger channels that if you click on their thing, it's garbage.
Well, you look at some of these, like we talk about Coins of Rosie being one that's horrible.
Yeah, and look at the subscribers on that. And there's channels also, I'll tell you also, that if you get into the Filipino community, is that correct? I don't
Yeah,
want to be politically
that's correct.
incorrect. Filipino, the Philippines, the overseas channels, things like that. Mega love, whatever they say. Mega love, mega whatever. I don't know what they say. But anyway, if you get into that, they have a way of pushing your channel and increasing your sub count. I don't know how they do it, but they do it also. They have a way of getting your sub count up there really high, really fast. So
Well, I know that they have, and YouTube cracks down on this, and they're really hammering that particular item, which are the bot farms, which you go out and you do that stuff. If there's new policies that YouTube's come out regarding those particular items, because they're cracking down on it. They're shutting channels down for that kind of stuff. I just don't see how it would be beneficial. I know that on my channel,
it's been done for years.
I had one massive bump because of a miscommunication and me doing something at the same time another item was released. And I got like 1,600, 1,700 subscribers in, 7 days. But I'm losing, 30 subscribers a week. And those are people that are falling off, but I'm still gaining others. So I know that there's things that happen that periodically your numbers can go up, but I don't understand how it can be beneficial to go out and buy 1,000 subscribers or 10,000 subscribers.
Well, it must be, like I said, they're buying views, they're buying subscribers. It's not just that. And it must be, or people wouldn't continue to do it. It's been happening for years. It's not something new. It's just interesting to watch when it happens. When you see a channel that's has had steady growth for years, slow and steady growth for years, and then all of a sudden nothing has changed. They aren't doing anything different. Nothing has changed. The growth is just from 20,000 to whatever, and an exorbitant amount of subscribers in a year. Usually there's a reason, like what you said. You had that Frostbyte,
and that was a cross-platform thing.
That was a cross-platform.
Yeah, that was I changed from Frostbyte coins and collectibles to Frostbyte coins. I changed the skin. I was doing something with somebody on Facebook. We were doing a kind of a promotion on his channel because he's got Discord and stuff, and they picked up my channel thinking it was an Indian Bitcoin channel, also known as Frostbyte. And the coloration was the same. The drop happened. The change happened on the same day. And they picked it up, added me to an advertisement URL for a page where they were talking about the various coins and the programs that were done. And it was just coincidental. And you go back and you look at the stats and it's like, bonk, right? It's clear. The other peak that I had in subs was this last one where I did the event. And she basically said, hey, go subscribe. And I had, 100 and some odd people subscribe to the channel from that. I'm losing people from that already because they didn't watch any videos. I'm
going to take a screenshot of this real quick and just show a portion of this because I don't want to show, I don't want to call anybody out. I don't want to, because I don't know. It could be normal. I don't know. It could be natural. It could be whatever. But I will show you guys. Done. Let me just show this screenshot. Hang on. Okay. Make sure there's nothing on it that says anything. No, nothing. Okay. Hang on. I'll show you a screenshot of this. So this is just the subscriber. You can go on Social Blade and look up views and everything else. But this is just an example. And when you see this, you have no, I mean, when I see something like this, I have no other option other than to go, that's peculiar.
It's really fuzzy on my end. It's slowly coming up.
I
Okay.
can see it. Yeah. So you can't see that because our pictures are at the bottom of that, but past that, see, like there's nothing, then plus 1K, then nothing. So, but all of a sudden in this one time frame, those pluses are all daily added subscribers. Plus 300, plus 300, plus 400, plus 200, plus 400, plus 500, plus 500, plus 500, you know, and on and on and on. And she told 2 friends, and so on and so on. So anyway,
right.
So that's not normal. Any of you guys who have a YouTube channel know that's not normal.
Yeah, I think we usually get like maybe between 15 and 30 a week.
Yeah.
So and
that was daily. That was daily. That was 300 daily. So like I said, I'm not calling anyone individual out. I do know that people do it for other people, and maybe they have no clue that it's happening, other than for whatever reason their channel took off. Because it's not like you get a receipt or whatever. But my issue with that is you better make sure that if that's the case, you don't piss that person off who did it, because they're likely to call you out at some point and destroy you.
Yeah, I don't understand.
If you have someone doing,
I don't understand that, because and I understand it brings legitimacy and stuff into that. I haven't a hard enough time people watching my videos, let alone trying to figure out how to justify purchasing something, and then because there's no, like, the one video that I did on the Texas legislation's got like 4,000 views on it. I gained 30 subscribers from it. I'm freaking happy about that. What's that going to yield in relation to my numismatic and coin stuff? Is it going to relate? No. Some of those people are going to fall off as soon as they realize that I'm not a finance channel. So I get that kind of stuff, but I just don't understand. Like, I get that it's a practice. Like, I do understand that. I just don't get the purpose.
I'm glad you don't understand. I'm glad that you don't understand. I'm glad that like you know what I mean? Like it's not it's cheating. It's kind of cheating.
No,
and it used to bother me. It is cheating, and it used to bother me a lot more than it does anymore. I mean, like I said, it's been happening for years. I've seen it happen for years. Anytime I see somebody like who has an all of a sudden explosion, but nothing else changes on their channel, their views are the same, the blah 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 blah, I will automatically go to Social Blade and I'll go, oh, okay, I get it. But it used to bother me for the simple fact that I worked really hard to get the subscribers that I got. You know what I mean? Like, I put the effort in, and I was working really hard trying to get people to watch, and maybe they just don't find me entertaining like they do this person.
And that goes back to what I said about the time.
Maybe I don't do enough giveaways. I don't know, but
there is a lot of time that it takes to do this stuff. And YouTube is especially takes a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, and they don't care though, Coach's Magic. They really don't care. I mean, there's a lot of things YouTube doesn't care about. I watched a video yesterday that made me throw up in my mouth. Somebody actually suggesting that somebody commits suicide.
Oh, Lord.
And I reported that channel, but I guarantee you YouTube won't do anything about it.
Oh,
So
they'll demonetize
there's all
it.
kinds of stuff that goes on.
That's what they'll do. They'll demonetize it, or they'll take it down, or they'll edit the suicide thing out of it and put it back up. They'll do that.
Oh, I don't think they're going to do anything about it. I'll be watching it to see, but I don't think it's. I mean, this person has repeated bad behavior. This just kind of went, in my opinion, like way over the top. But anyway, I'm ranting about. Look. Let's talk about something happy, because I just wanted. I don't even know where I got where that rant came in. Whatever, I never know. It just happens.
You needed to do it.
I have verbal diarrhea.
You probably feel better now.
Vocal diarrhea.
Frosty.
No, it really wasn't bothering me. Really, like I said, I'm over it. I'm so over it, and I kind of know what's going on in the background with this channel. But yeah, I'm just saying that. And I don't want you, when you guys see that kind of stuff, don't feel bad about your own channel, because the odds are that this person is probably cheating. So it's really just, don't let it reflect back on you. It doesn't mean that you aren't doing something great, and that your channel probably is growing exactly like it's intended to grow. So never let that, like, don't compare yourself. That's all. I don't know what point I'm trying to make here. Paula rants are good for the soul. Yeah, well,
That's right.
I don't know. I definitely don't have any pent up.
I'm happy with the growth of mine. But I do a bunch of different stuff. So,
right.
You know, mine is, I'm not strictly like you guys are. There's varieties, identifying authentic stuff. So
I hope to make my first video on non-Lincoln cent coins sometime in the next week.
I'm looking forward to Eric's nonsense.
What a name, huh?
Yeah. Nonsense.
You know what though? You go back through and you look at some of these. Now I'm stuck on Social Blade, and it's amazing that they always have the same subscriber count week after week after week after week after week after week, and then they see the growth week after week after week after week after week, the same exact number.
I'm telling you, you can see a lot, because you
like I said,
you can go down.
Even in your
like nothing else changes.
We get spams that say, we can guarantee you this many subscribers for this amount of money. We can guarantee you this many views. And then it'll even say, just to show you that we're serious, and all of a sudden you get a video, it's got 10,000 views on it.
Yeah.
And that's not because people are viewing it. It's because they did it. We've had that. It hasn't happened recently. I think they might have cracked down on that stuff.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's a new policy that was done last month, October. I think it was around the first part of October. And there were a couple things that occurred during that time frame. And one of them was they're cracking down on the server farms or the subscriber farms. And they're actually going after them and shutting them down if they find out that you've been utilized, and they'll,
I don't know what that is.
Wipe down your channel.
They're just a computer clicking and basically watching 10,000 windows at one time on one computer.
So what YouTube did, and again, what people used to do, excuse me, I have to move around, but what people used to say is, it's like, hey, you need your 1,000 hours. So go watch somebody's channel and then just put it on in the background. YouTube has
play their playlist or whatever.
Yeah. So what YouTube has done is YouTube has changed this and says now it has to be an active window. So you can't have it playing in the background of another app, it'll detect it. It's in the background.
You can, but
And that
if it detects it, it'll say, do you want to continue watching it? It makes you hit a button every once in a while.
Yeah, so they'll do that, but if it's in the background, YouTube doesn't count those watch hours. Just because it's playing doesn't mean it's there. It has to be in its own active window. If it's not in its own, it's in a tab and it's a secondary
I don't think
tab.
that's fair. I don't think that's fair.
Well, what they do is they try to monitor people just turning it on and walking away. It's got to be in an active one. And they are doing the other thing that if you watch the same channel like for 45 minutes, you'll say, hey, do you continue want to watch this channel?
Things a little bit. We can do some coiny stuff. I like coins.
I like coins too.
So what?
So, Coach, it's not digital conspiracies, but I do understand it's time to get to a new topic. I'm actually going to go ahead and start to wrap stuff up because I've got things I got to get ready. I got to get Bifrost up. I've got to get there, going to go cut down their Christmas tree today. So I've got to go get that taken care of.
Wow, people still do that. That's great, Frosty. I wish I did that.
I know. I love that.
So
they do that around here too.
I'm going to go ahead and call this a day. I appreciate you guys being here today.
Have a great day, everybody.
Yeah,
thank you.
Soon.
Bye. Have a blessed day.
We'll see y'all later. All right, folks. Well, once again, please remember, again, yesterday was Pearl Harbor. Thank you for allowing me to come up and to hang out and do whatever. It's 10 a.m. and I'm still sleeping. It's all good. Y'all take care of yourselves. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to share with you the Day of Infamy speech to remember Pearl Harbor. Again, never forget. Remember that we have a big world, and the most that we can do is to love and respect each other. Agree to disagree. It's okay. We don't have to come eye to eye on every topic, but we should be able to show kindness and respect to one another, regardless of our vantage point on issues. All right? Be well, be blessed. Take care, everybody. Love you guys. Thank you so much for all your support, and I will see you in the streams. See you later.